Hey guys and girlies! So today we're writing a song about Obsidia from MLBB. As always, this is the third hero that I'm writing a song about. Check out the playlist, I leave the link down below. And without further ado, let's go on and read her lore. Obsidia. Deep in the vast dark depths of the abyss, Obsidia hunts. The stretch of rods emanates from ancient blood, like beacons flickering in the darkness, marking the path of her prey, the spawns of decay. As her power grows, the bones of her weapon multiply, swaying in her wake. She descends the rocky cliffs with ethereal grace, yet swifter still are the bone shards that follow her deadly strikes. When she tracks down a spawn of decay, the hunt is already over. Another demon corrupted by dark power, another weakling who succumbed to the gods of darkness' temptation, having lost their reason, will, and self, their flesh and form completely warped into empty puppets. Obsidia had felt that power before her revival, before her death. So that's like an afterlife situation, I'm guessing? In ancient times, the elves occupied the vast central plains, while the orcs roamed the lush grasslands to the west. The weak, strange, less intelligent and scattered races were pushed to the underground realm in the far south, fighting for their very survival in this resource-scarce world. Obsidia was among them. When her race faced extinction, the power of the god of darkness came to her. Oh, that's kinda sad. A voice spoke to her. Obsidia, I shall grant you the power you desperately seek to build your kingdom. Immense dark power descended, washing over her form. She felt as though she was floating in an endless void. Every inch of her flesh transformed as a new world opened before her. The god of darkness' chisel carved a void in her mind, forcefully filling it with power, wisdom, and vitality, painful yet intoxicating. Those who had oppressed her tribe were easily crushed, their once contemptuous gazes turning to terror. Obsidia used this power to unify the world underground. To those who submitted she granted power, for those who rebelled their bones piled high. She named her kingdom the Abyss, and she became its one true sovereign. I thought that Alice was the queen of the Abyss. I guess I'm wrong. We'll have to read through her story next, I guess. But she had forgotten that above rulers there were gods, and power always carried a price. When Obsidia awakened from her dream, the abyss had become a tool of the god of darkness. Her subjects were thrown into the forefront of an endless conflict between light and darkness. Barely 1 in 10 survived, and those who did came to view her as a merciless goddess of death. Those demons granted power lost their reason and will, and like entranced puppets, marched to their deaths in an eternal battle. Perhaps they were already dead from the moment their individuality was stripped away, Obsidia thought coldly. The god of darkness had finally revealed its fangs. This was no longer her kingdom, but a spawning pool to fuel the god's cosmic game of war. Her subjects were summoned at will and discarded just as easily. Even Obsidia's own mind was corrupted by the dark god's influence, like a thick sludge of chaotic noise seeping in despite her resistance. She felt no fear, no regret, no remorse. Only endless killing intent. But this was her realm, and life and death here were hers to decide. If the gods of darkness would break its promise, then let this place become its grave. Obsidia struck a devastating blow to the god of darkness during its war against the god of light, but she was mortally wounded in the process. And soon she heard the howls of demons outside her palace. Seizing her moment of weakness, the creatures of the abyss rose in rebellion. Despite this betrayal, Obsidia's lips curled into a chilling smile. This was how the abyss should be, a ruthless land with no place for rulers and order. Strength and never-ending conflict were the purest ideals of the abyss. There were no gods to pray for blessings. Everything must be taken by one's own hands. Conquest was its true nature. She allowed the creatures of the abyss to seize her blood and power as she entered death's long slumber. So she sacrificed herself for her ideas. This is so messed up. The first sovereign's blood merged with the demons, and from then on she became the abyss itself, the source of its power. Oh, that's even more messed up. Obsidia never expected to awaken again, but the power of the god of darkness that lingered around the place where her remains were sealed eventually brought her back from her long slumber. She had seen the dark elf girl, Selena. Oh, Selena! The dark god's next sacrificial pawn. In her, Obsidia saw her past self, proud, foolish, ignorant of the future, and lost in momentary pleasure. Then there were the spawns of decay. The blood once plundered from her head had become the god of darkness' perfect medium. The god's insidious power expanded from within, enhancing their strength, warping their minds and forms, and destroying their self-will until they became worthless trash. While some demons were able to harness this power without becoming mindless husks, these powerful descendants were confined to their narrow circumstances, fighting for power, yearning to ascend the abyss throne. One day they would no doubt also submit to the god of darkness. With her hunt temporarily over, Obsidia stepped into the chasm's darkest depths. She felt the abyss's familiar pulse, and those bearers of her blood as conspicuous as stars in the night sky. Then I shall do it, she thought. I shall hunt down every last spawn of decay. I shall lay the trap to slay a god. This is my land, my kingdom. I am the abyss. No, seriously, this is very messed up. Okay, this is very dark, very mythic. And Obsidia is not a villain. She's an anti-hero. Almost like a tragic goddess. She was given this power when her people were dying, and she used this power to build her empire. But then, this power turned against her. So I'm feeling rage, I'm feeling betrayal, feeling her refusal to bow even to the gods. She's pain, sovereignty, betrayal, and rebirth. It's very brutal and beautiful at the same time. I love it. It feels like a story that I have to sing. And also I realized that I forgot to put the background on because here's my mouth. But that's okay. Here, some dark purples and blues. I am the abyss. In this video there will be no gameplay of Obsidia because I don't have the test server and I don't want to make it or register it. I don't even know how to do it. So I will be only relying on this story that I found on the wiki and on my own feelings. So let's go and start writing, right? Because she became the abyss itself, I'm thinking that there should be a line like, I am the abyss, maybe whispered. I'm thinking the song by itself should be dark pop, but with metal elements, if you get me. Born in the dark, carved by a god. I am the abyss. Maybe many whispers layered over. And also I want the song to represent rebirth. This will be minimalistic, dark pop rock with this I am the abyss in the chorus. Like chanting, like I am the abyss. Like that. And for the other lyrics, I think they will be very, very minimalistic, like 2-word sentences or something like that. I breathe, not gone, becoming. God is gone, but I remain. Every death another skin. Hey, this is AKONA from the future, and guess what? It didn't record, so here's the full song. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that bell button. I am the abyss.